The replacement for Sarah Long is going to start in about 2015. That's a $160 million project, and it's not completely funded yet. So we're still going through some discussions with Maine. Real quick story. When I came on the scene, my predecessor George Campbell had worked out a deal with the Maine Department of Transportation. Maine DOT did not want to replace Memorial Bridge. They said, we have too many bridges, we can't support them, we don't have funding, and none of the states really have funding to maintain all these bridges. So they were pushing really hard to go away, to take Memorial Bridge down and just be done with it. So George Campbell very craftily worked out a deal with Maine DOT. He said, okay, if you replace Memorial Bridge, we'll only do a rehab on Sarah Long. So I show up on the scene, and I get a call, a few weeks later from the tugboat pilots and from Gino Marconi. He says, Chris, we need to talk about the Sarah Long Bridge. And I said, enthusiastically, yeah, I know we're going to be doing a rehab on it very soon. He said, that's the problem. I said, what do you mean? So he said, you're going to come down and talk to us. The long story short is that Sarah Long Bridge, these are called piers. The pier spacing for the Sarah Long Bridge is too narrow, okay? And the next generation of Panamax ships is going to go from 106-foot wide beam to 116-foot wide beam. And today, when you watch these ships go through, they thread the needle when they're going through, and they go through at this really odd angle. When this bridge was built by the railroad back in the 30s, they built it on an angle because they didn't want to compete with the shipping. So they made it difficult. So as ships get wider, you can imagine as ships get wider, they're not going to be able to fit through here. So we, New Hampshire, would be the only choke point in the Northeast that would not allow these next generation of ships to come into our harbor. Not a good thing. So I called my counterpart in Maine. I said, Dave, we got an issue with Sarah Long. We've got to do something about the pier spacing. He said, hey, I have an MOU that I signed with George Campbell. We're only going to do a rehab on the Sarah Long Bridge. So we had a couple of meetings. We had discussions about that. Very tough discussions about that. And the long story short is that we're going to get a new bridge, but we're still working from a funding perspective. So that's good for us. Memorial Bridge, again, opened in 1923. The length of the lift span, this middle piece here is 302 feet wide. And by the way, Sarah Long is 243 feet. So Memorial Bridge is wider. So when the ships come in, the tugboats are able actually to hang on to the side of the ships and guide it in. But if you're ever downtown when the ship's going through, you'll notice when you get to Sarah Long, as the ship is going through the piers, the tugboats drop off the bow. They go in front of the piers, wait for the tugboat to come through, then they reconnect. The ships come through, then tugboats reconnect. The new next generation Sarah Long Bridge will be wide enough so the ship will be able to come through with the tugboat still tethered, which is really good.